Hello, ladies and gentlemen, parents of all ages. Welcome back to my channel. I did a little snippet on another social media platform I have, and I got a great response, and it was a question provoked by a client of mine. And what was so funny was, as soon as they asked this question, it happened to me. And it happens every day, all day, but I don't really notice. I noticed because I just done this exercise for them, with them. And then I realized it was happening every day in my house, and I had great compassion for this mom who had the guts to ask, because it's so easy to be a natural response thing. And so here it is. Little Johnny's watching TV. Mommy's getting ready for the day. Little Johnny has to leave with mommy when mommy's ready, right? So TV's a good time filler for that. Well, then mommy says, hey, little Johnny, shut the TV off. Little Johnny will naturally say, okay, or please wait just 5 more minutes, mommy. Mommy wants to say, sure, go ahead, 5 more minutes. But what are you teaching Johnny? You're teaching Johnny, when I make a demand or a request as a parent, you can combat it or negotiate. And that's really not how, that's not really the method I choose to follow. It doesn't work well when they get to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16. Now we're in a world of problems. So, as opposed to saying, no, I said you may not have any more time. I asked you to turn that TV off. You will obey your mother. Shut it off now. First request is the only request. Instead of being that drill sergeant type mom for this my little Johnny is a preschooler. So I can understand and empathize with him on why he would like to finish his program. I wouldn't want some big giant blonde beast coming in and just telling me I got to shut my program off without warning or any kind of, empathy about negotiation. So let's humor the negotiation. This to me is the appropriate negotiation style in my house for something like this situation. Little Johnny, turn the TV off. Wait, mommy, can I please just have 5 more minutes? It's not a bad thing. They can totally have 5 more minutes. But instead of just saying yes and giving it away freely, I have my children always earn their privilege. So I would say, sure, you can have 5 more minutes. First, let's stop and brush your teeth. I need that done. Or, okay, find your shoes and put them on and you can have 5 more minutes. Or, why don't we pause it, pick up these blocks, then you can have your 5 more minutes. It's always a really small chore or task that's achievable to my preschooler, and then he earned that 5 more minutes. He's in a habit now of habitually saying, Mom, can I have 5 more minutes? I just put on my shoes, brushed my teeth, and picked up my blocks. And I'm like, dang, son, absolutely you can have 5 more minutes. I'm very, very proud of how responsible you are. Thank you for doing those things for me. Enjoy your 5 more minutes. That is the happy medium between shut off the TV. I said shut it off. Listen to your mom. Blah, blah. Like, that's just not necessary. And then if you say, no, we got to leave now. There is no negotiating. We can't give you 5 more minutes. We're late. You might get a little fit out of little Johnny. You say to little Johnny, if you have a hard time shutting the TV off, then you won't watch TV at all for a couple days. Because we don't cry for things like TV. I always tell my kids, we don't cry for TV, toys, ice cream, candy. We don't cry for those things, or we don't get those things. Those are privileges that we can live without and things we don't ever need in our life. So we don't need to have those things if you're going to cry. If we're leaving the park and they're stomping and throwing a fit, I don't want to leave the park. If you leave here poorly, we won't come back. And you don't say forever, because you don't mean that. And you have to say what you mean to mean what you say. So you just say, we will not be coming back to the park for a long, long time if you leave here poorly. And I say that to the kids leaving my house, because Parenting with Blair has a pretty cool house full of kid-friendly activities everywhere you turn. So my friends will bring their kids over and their kids don't want to leave. And the kids start kicking and screaming and being drama. And I will get down on the level of the kid and say, hey, honey, if you don't leave Auntie Blair's house nicely, sweetly, and properly with your parents, you can't come back. And they're just like, did you just tell me I can't come back? Yeah, because we do not disrespect our parents in this house. No, we don't. And it's good for my kids to see me positively correct their friends, their cousins, my neighbors, anybody that is having a problem leaving Auntie Blair's. And I completely understand. I have the coolest house ever, but you can't disrespect your parents when they tell you it's time to go. Same thing with the parents. You can't disrespect your kids. You don't just not give them a warning. I have a friend that always gives her kids, she has basically triplets, twins, and then one that's a little older, but all very young. And she would tell them, okay, 5-minute warning. In 5 minutes, we're packing up. And she's adamant about giving them this warning time because it prevents the meltdowns of, all right, let's go. Which kids shocked with that, like, whoa, I didn't even get time to process I'm leaving, prepare to be leaving, wrap up my game, nothing. They just feel ripped out from underneath of them what we were in the middle of. Kids live in an isolated balloon for a while, whatever they're doing. If they're playing Barbies, it's Barbie land. They're not really aware of everything going on around them, so they don't hear you grabbing your car keys, saying goodbyes, whatever. You got to look at them and say 5-minute warning. I don't really do it with my kids, but since my friend has done it and it works so well with her littles, my girls are older, I don't do it with them. I do it more with my littles since my friend influenced me and it inspired me to do it that way, because I really saw it as helpful to her. And I will often have 4 to 6 preschool aged kids with me at any given time. So that's another good tip. So this was a double tipper in parenting with Blair. So take notes, parents who are here for the assistance. And again, leave any questions or comments you have about parenting in the comments, or you can ask to email me directly, and I'm here to help.